Hi, you guys. Welcome to Cancerian Chronicles. We are going to go ahead and jump into the energy for the sign of Cancer, and we're answering a specific question, which is for those of you that are wondering, why do I keep choosing the wrong man? Why do I keep picking the wrong man? Wow. Okay, so we are starting off with this one flipped out, and it flipped in reverse. I think you guys saw that, but this is Heart Guardian, love and let yourself be loved. And the fact that this flipped in reverse, whoever this is for, I'm getting the sense of like someone who is very guarded. It's kind of like I'm hearing the song, I got this ice box where my heart used to be. So you may have had a lot of hurt in the past, and whether you think that you've healed it or not, you are still holding on very tightly to some of those old hurts, those old wounds, right? Yeah, and it's we have be brave and honest, and so I'm getting the sense of like some of you guys are being guided to just really take note of that, like recognize it for what it is, and for when you should notice when you're doing those things so that you can call it out for yourself, so that maybe you can go ahead and correct it, and so that you're not sabotaging your relationships. Yeah. I'm asking a question. I was asking, like, should you be upfront and honest with the person about your past hurts? And I'm getting a no for that. This is something that you're meant to do on your own. I kept getting a strong sense of like a journal, like put that for journaling. And the reason that you don't want to share that with other people is because when you are in the middle of getting to know someone, like you don't really know what they're going to do with that information. I'm kind of getting the sense of like someone storing that information for later, and that's not what you want, right? Also, you don't want to kind of come across as like a victim. Like some people are not really attracted to people kind of giving their sad stories or their sob stories, and not to say that they weren't important and that you didn't feel what you felt when you felt what you felt, but that when you're getting to know people, when you're getting to know new people, like they don't, like it's not really attractive is kind of the sense that I'm getting. So I don't know how to politely say that, so I'm just gonna say what it is. It's not attractive. And also, like, it's a good way to connect with users and abusers. And I'm also getting the sense of like there are some people, sorry to say it, but they may not initially they may not initially like engage with you for the reason to use and abuse you, but it's like I'm hearing easy pickings. So once you start putting those stories out there, it's kind of like all of a sudden, people start tabulating, like calculating what they can do. Okay, next we have a drum. It says dream and journey. I don't know. I keep hearing something about being realistic, right? Being realistic. What does that mean? Okay, so I was asking, and I just, I'm going to cut the pauses out, but I was asking, like, is it that you're being unrealistic in your expectations? And the answer is no, that's not what it is. Because I'm all about being delulu, right? Like you want what you want when you want it, and that is okay. So that's not the issue. It has something to do with some of you guys thinking that you cannot truly attain what it is that you are wanting or, looking for in a significant other. And what happens with that a lot of the times is that it leads to settling behavior. And I don't know if you know this, but you might settle for them. But after a while, now they're unattractive to you, right? And you're going to start doing things to kind of sabotage the relationship anyway, because like that bar has been set so low, like you're allowing the person to get away with so much. And it's actually a disservice to that person because it's not attractive to you. It just isn't. I mean, I don't know. I'm getting a strong yes for that. Yeah. And at the bottom, it says time to reflect. Their mirror guardian. There are some things that you kind of need to think about that are, what are your non-negotiables, right? Like, what are the things that it's like, ew, like if this person does this, then ew, because whether you realize it or not, like you definitely start to I'm getting the sense of like the cold shoulder, like you definitely start to take actions. It's like at a subconscious level, you start to take actions to freeze this person out of your life. And that's just what it is. Okay. Woo. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is the Stargazer. Set your sights higher. And it flipped in reverse. And that's, I mean, we already talked about that. I feel like you are lowering your expectations of people because it's kind of like, I don't know what you've been through, but some of you guys have kind of lost faith. I'm really hearing inhumanity in the sanctity of love. So some of you guys have kind of lost faith in that, and you're being asked to believe, like you still have to believe in it. Trust in higher forces, shaman at the bottom. Now you may have to change like how you think, like how you think things will develop in a relationship. There might be certain aspects that you need to kind of rethink or reflect on in that manner. But your expectations and what you're looking for in a relationship, like, don't budge. That's not something that you ever want to budge on. Okay, so let's see. What else do we have for the sign of Cancer? Why do I keep choosing the wrong man? Why, Slade? Okay, yeah, we have the Runner, like, and this is right here with this Heart Guardian. Some of you guys, like, you're just running off into the sunset, like you're afraid, and you have this fear of intimacy, and it has something to do with some unhealed trauma for some of you guys, and you're just running. I was running. Yeah. I'm hearing runaway bride. Like you have people that are trying to commit to you, but you do run. You do have that heart under lock and key for a lot of you guys. Yeah. Clock. So whoever this message resonates for, it's okay. I'm not trying to make fun or make light of it. You need to know that it's okay. And I'm guided to where it says needing time. You need more time. You need more time. That's all it is. Your heart needs more time. But I'm guided to say that doesn't mean you can't have fun in the meantime. Okay. At the bottom, we have Dragonfly, and I was guided to where it says lighthearted and adapt. Doesn't mean you can't have fun. Have fun. Enjoy life. Every person that you meet, every person that you come across, that doesn't mean that you're about to, I'm here, go into the chapel and we're like, gonna get married. You're not gonna marry every person that you date, every person that you spend time with, and that's okay. Like, that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure that you're putting on yourself and that you're putting on the other person. Yeah. Oh, wow. We'll take both of these. So we have shock. And I'm guided to transformation. This is about, and I talked about, it's about some of you guys need to transform the way that you're looking at relationships, the way that you're looking at dating, the way that you're looking at marriage. There's a need to kind of recreate your story, or you need to put it in writing. What are your hopes and your dreams? Like, what is it that you're looking for? It needs to be solidified. You need to have it on, pen and paper. What is it that you're looking for? What is it that you're expecting? And again, like I said, what are your non-negotiables? And with Coffee Cup, I'm getting the sense of like, rather than going down a whole long list of like, where you're interviewing people, this is just like, have fun, get to know the person. And a lot of these things, it's kind of like the way that you ask your questions, or the way that like they tell you about their past, or the way that they talk to you about their lives, or, whatever, like just in casual conversation, you need to take note of like, okay, this kind of signifies like if you are talking, okay, let me, blah, 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 blah. You're having a conversation, right? You're out on a date, you're having fun, like no pressure. You're having a conversation. This person talks about they have a history, or in their past, or with their ex, they cheated. That's at the top of your list of like, you are into monogamy and there is no getting around that, and you are not finna share, you're territorial, like that's an absolute no for you. Don't keep dating that person, at least not with the same eyes of like you're going to pursue some long-term relationship with them. Automatically they're out. They're out. I'm hearing something about the fixer-upper or something like that. You're not there to fix anyone up. You're not there to change anyone. And yes, people can change, okay. But if you want to take that risk that they didn't, that's going to be on you. You're going to have to be open and honest about that when it comes to yourself. Be honest with yourself. Is that something that you're going to be able to handle? Yay or nay? This person, like you are someone who, you want kids. Like that's something that like that is a non-negotiable for you. You want kids. And this person, like all of a sudden you're out on a date with a guy who already has 3 kids and he doesn't want to have any more. This person is already they're not for the long haul. They're not for the long term. You're not going to settle for a person who doesn't want kids or who doesn't want any more kids. That's not for you. There are going to be plenty more men that will gladly bless you with children or more children. You don't have to settle. I'm looking at the butterfly, which is similar to that dragonfly, but this is about, evolving and growth. And part of what I'm getting for you guys, I heard the word boundaries. Some of you guys are having to evolve when it comes to, boundaries, and I heard standing on business. Okay. Like I said, don't be like, well, he only cheated one time. It's okay. No, it's not. Oh, well, you know what? He says he doesn't want kids right now, but he might change his mind. No, he won't. You have to be honest with yourself, because there are more women in the world for that man who possibly don't want kids or don't want more kids. And there are more men in the world for you who do. You don't have to settle. Okay. Oh, geez. Yeah, with the set your sights higher, we have the dragonfly, and it says, let's see. Yeah, I'm guided to finding out and change. And it's back to with this set your sights higher, where I said, do not make allowances. Do not lower your expectations. That's what you're being guided to do. That's part of the problem. Not standing on your business. Do not think that you can change people, or people will change, or things will change as time goes on. You have to live in the right now. This is going back to that dream and journey. You're living in the right now. You're not living in the future of, well, things may change. No, if whatever they tell you right now is what they mean. Now, if they in their future hook up with somebody and then they change their mind with that person, That's on them. But that's an agreement that they're going to make with that person later on. You have no control over that. But don't live your life with the what ifs. We're not staying in the life of what if. Yeah, we have blowing kiss. I'm getting specifically where it says giving and receiving and fairness and love. I'm really getting a strong sense of, like, again, you lowering your standards, right? It's totally unattractive to you, how this person's behavior, but you're allowing it to continue, and you're not getting what you are, you're not getting what you're giving. You're not getting what you were hoping to get out of a relationship. And I'm getting the sense of, like, and you feel disgusted about it. Like, this person is now disgusting to you. There are certain things that you're making allowances for, and then you are utterly disgusted with the person. I can't even be nice about it because you don't feel nice about it, right? It makes you feel bitter. It makes you feel like you've wasted your time, perhaps. But just keep in mind that if you're the one who has lowered those expectations, it's not that person's fault. They did not waste your time. You did. Okay? Yeah. At the bottom is passion, and I'm being guided to insane chemistry and equal interest. And what I'm getting from this is that some of you guys are going to have to change your way of looking and thinking about relationships. Like, it's not about, like, all the sparks at the initial meeting. It's not the lustful feelings that you're getting, like, because I'm getting the sense of, like, some people picking, like, oh my God, he's so blah, blah, blah. And then you find out he has no brain. You got a bird brain. Or you find out, like, you're a super motivated type person. You have a certain mindset, and this person has no goals. You guys are not equally yoked. You do not match. All because someone has decided to settle. Don't let that be you. I feel like I'm preaching a sermon over here. Oh my goodness. I don't know. And this still kind of falls under the reign of, like, ancestor messages. Whenever I'm guided to this deck, you guys, these are like ancestor. The name of the deck, the title of the deck is something with ancestor messages or something like that. So it's always, and it's always like, I get super emotional or heated or, like, I don't know, kind of like a mother figure or a father figure talking to their child. Like, that's kind of how I always feel. Like, I get kind of riled up because it always feels like it's like ancestors that are watching, and they see and feel and know that you deserve so much more. And it's like they're watching you make the same mistake over and over and over again. And they're so frustrated because it's like they can't force you to do what they want you to do, that they feel is best for you, because you have free will. And it's something about, what I heard was defying the laws of gravity, but it's really like they're defying some type of law. So they can give you hints, they can give you clues, they can give you nudges, right? They can help reveal secrets. I'm getting that too. But they can't go in and, like, force you to do anything, because you have free will. Okay. Messages for Cancer. Why do we keep... Wow. Okay. That's funny. Marriage came out and it popped in reverse. Some of you guys... Okay, so some of you guys don't want to admit it, especially with this fear of intimacy and needing time. But, and I'm feeling really nervous. My heart is starting to, I feel like I'm about to hyperventilate. Someone does not want to face this reality, but someone, you don't even want to get married. You want the relationship, you want the love, you want the companionship, but you do not want the marriage. The thought of being tied down frightens the out of you. It frightens you. That's why you keep running. For some of you guys, you have been married and it didn't work out, and you just need some time to heal from that. You need to have a little bit of fun. I'm not talking about a whole phase. I'm just saying you need to have a little bit of fun and enjoy the courtship, enjoy dating before you commit to something long term. And it's also about with that evolving and the growth and that transformation, doing things. I'm hearing something about doing it right this time. Not to say that your first marriage or second marriage or whichever marriage was wrong, but there are some things that it's back to someone not standing on business. This is about someone who did not set and maintain boundaries or something in the marriage or in the relationship. And it's kind of like you have reflected or you are reflecting on what went wrong in that aspect, right? And this is just about you making those necessary changes and giving yourself time. There is no rush. Some of you guys, I don't want to say that you rushed into your previous marriage, but it's kind of like some of you guys didn't do the groundwork, the legwork, the footwork, whatever kind of work, like of actually truly getting to know this person and making sure that you had equal interests. Yeah, it might have been someone that you were always like, you guys always had a connection, right? You always saw that person as like your person, but you didn't know, like you guys didn't really take the time out to truly feel one another out to see if you actually had the same type of interests. Yeah. All right. We have unexpected income. And I'm hearing something about fruitful. I heard the word fruitful when this came out. I'm getting the sense of whoever that, I keep trying to think of polite ways to say things, but that's not helpful. I don't think that that's really helpful, right? You are the person who is used to always giving love, giving time, giving energy, giving money, right? You have a generous heart, a generous spirit. You are a generous person. And that's a great thing. But remember, I talked about for some of you guys, especially if you are laying out some of your trauma or your past relationship mistakes or hurts on the line, and people who maybe they didn't really intend to take advantage of you in the beginning, like it's kind of like something about that kind of sets them off to where they do, right? They start calculating how they can benefit from a relationship with you or situationship with you. It just kind of sparks that in them. They do get karma for that, you guys, but that's another story. But what I'm getting is the same thing when it comes to you and your generous heart, your generous spirit, and all of your giving. It sparks something in that other person, and someone who typically may be more of a generous spirit themselves, or they love to give. Now, all of a sudden, they sit in the energy where they love to take. Because when you give, I get this feeling. I just feel like a warm light all over me. It's like, it's addictive. So I don't want to blame the other person. I don't want to blame you either, but it is addictive. And some of you guys are going to have to learn to balance that out. Balance it out. Because you love to give as well. But you have not learned, unlike these other people that you may have been coming across, you have not learned how to bask in the warmth and the beauty of receiving. Yeah. At the bottom is main male. Let that man be a man, please and thank you. I'm just saying. I'm hearing all the women independent. I remember I used to sing that song so much when I was younger. And I didn't even, like, it never dawned on me just how masculine it made me. Like how it had me sitting in such a masculine energy that I can say, like, in my previous marriage, my ex-husband is naturally masculine. But when I was sitting in my masculine, I turned that off. Or maybe I didn't turn it off. Maybe, like, I don't know. This person could have, like, they could decide to go and, receive, right? Bask in their feminine with me, but bask in their masculine with someone else. I don't know. I have no idea. I was too busy chasing the bag, though. And in my masculine, so I wouldn't have noticed anyway. Yeah. Messages for Cancer. Why do you keep choosing the wrong man? Why do they keep... And let me show you something. These cards, every last one of them, they are upright. Okay? Every last one of them. I don't think this is a good angle to show you. But they're all upright. And they are just totally flipping in reverse. And we have great fortune that just popped out in reverse. Yeah. It's almost like a feeling of some of you guys having this feeling that you're just not lucky in love. Like some of you guys feel like you're cursed when it comes to love. And whatever that story is that you're telling yourself is what's causing you to lower your expectations, because it's like either you feel like it's taking too long to come in, or you feel like, this is my story. Like that's your story and you're sticking to it, that you always just pick the wrong man. No, change that story. Change that story. Rewrite that story. Don't claim that energy. It's not that you're picking the wrong man. Or actually, you were. So I can't sugarcoat that. You have been. Anytime you lower those standards and allow a man in your life that is not meeting your expectations, you are picking the wrong man. And that is totally your choice. But that doesn't mean that you have to continue along that path, because it is your choice. All right, I hope that this message was helpful. Definitely longer than I thought it would be. I did not mean to fuss at you, Cancer, but I hope the message was helpful. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, all of that good stuff. Remember to leave comments as well. And once we get to 250 subscribers, I am going to pick 3 people from the comments to give a free reading. Okay, so thank you so much. I love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, and have a beautiful day. Bye now.